Hari Om. Today we will chat and contemplate on the Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga, verse 4.8. Paritrāṇāya sādhūnāṁ vināśhāya ca duṣhkṛitām dharma-sansthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge. Let me recite again. Paritrāṇāya sādhūnāṁ vināśhāya ca duṣhkṛitām dharma-sansthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge. To protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of dharma, I appear on this earth age after age. The meaning? Paritrāṇāya, to protect. Sādhūnāṁ, the righteous. Vināśhāya, to annihilate. Cha, and duṣhkṛitām, the wicked. Dharma, the eternal religion. Sansthāpana-arthāya, to re-establish. Sambhavāmi, I appear. Yuge, age after age. So, let's contemplate on the meaning of this sloka. Santoshji, would you like to start?
Yeah. See, the meaning of this particular sloka talks about, whenever to protect the righteous, which means sadhu. There are people who are weak, and there are certain people who stand on the path of godly fearing. To protect them, and also to re-establish the dharma, I will appear on this world again, age after age, in the sense, see, for example, Krishna will not, when this overall meaning, what I understand is, whenever there is, we see a person who is weak, and we see some sadhus who are in the path of righteousness, and whenever we see that there is adharma, there is no dharma in the things which we are doing, so Krishna will actually take he will born in us, and try to protect the dharma. When I say Krishna is born, Krishna is every day is taking birth in the way of Atma, and he is actually see, focusing on the whatever that is happening. See, previously there are certain things where even if we see earlier, right, even it is adharma, we used to give bribe and we used to get the things done. Now we ourselves have noticed that and coming across things. See, this is not a dharma, this is not a way that we have to go. Why is this? So Krishna is again, Krishna consciousness is there in us, which is actually guiding us in the path of righteousness. There Krishna is again taking birth every day in order to protect the dharma, and in order to protect the righteousness. This is what I understand.
So, what is the central message for you?
For me, Krishna is not, somewhere there. He is inside. And whenever there is something in dharma, there is some disturbance in the dharma, and in the prakriti there is some disturbance created by by the human beings. Krishna, in ourself, has to take part and try to protect the dharma and righteousness. Me as a Krishna has to take the action on that particular when there is a deviation from dharma. This is what I understand.
We meaning what? You
mean me. And I say me, yes.
So you are saying you have to protect dharma.
I have to protect this, and Krishna is not, every time you will take Barna. Krishna has already given us the words. Krishna will actually speak through us. From the Atman, the Krishna, it's not the me that we're talking. So that's what I gave an example, right? Previous days and all earlier, before coming to this Adhyatma, for us to get the done, whether it is right or wrong, we used to bribe and get the things done. But now, when we stand on the path of dharma, we somewhere we feel that hey, this is not good, this is not right what we are doing, and this is not the proper way. And we see somebody who has been taken granted for not being, for even though his mistake is not there, there we find he's a weekend person, why people are targeting him. I mean, these kind of things started coming in the mind, and there we try to try to correct wherever I get an opportunity, whether it is if it has been targeted for a weak person or there is a deviation of righteousness, definitely I try to correct that. This is what I understand from you.
Okay, one is you trying to correct, but let's continue from last week's discussion. Last week, major discussion happened because all this government office or wherever.
Yeah, I wanted to tell that. Okay, so what happened in my BBMP work, right? I just went, I met that revenue officer, okay? And he told, sir, you do one thing, you come next week. Your work will definitely done. I didn't even pay anything. Again, next week I went. After seeing my face, immediately he told that caseworker, see, my is coming from so many days. Why don't you get it done? Get it, I'll sign it. Immediately he took my file and he filled all the receipt, and he took only the amount whatever I have to place, 120 rupees, and he gave me instantly. I mean, that was the first time without paying anything I got the work done. Last week I was about to share this, but their conversation was different. I thought of to share next week. Yeah, first time something I have done without paying anything.
I'm telling you, I have seen this, and yeah, maybe I will add few more after hearing to Ishaji today. We'll come back, but great Santoshji. You have seen the practical application also now.
Yes. But I was very clear what Vijay is told. Whatever you give, it will come to you. Then I decided, if I bribe again, I should bribe multiple times whenever I go to BBMP office. Other than that, let me try it in the moral way, and let me try it in the right proper way. Let's see how many times let him drive me away. That's okay. I'll come patiently, and then it got done.
Yeah, at times we like this decision happens, right, where I can't change it. Okay, and that I can't change it is more from this victim, small person, powerless person, right? But then one forgets that the hand of the divine there. Okay, so when we surrender to that, honestly, sincerely, like wholeheartedly, it happens.
Yes.
As they say, right? Krishna can make the lame cross the mountains.
Yes.
So anything can happen. So
Anything can happen. Yes.
yeah, Ishaji.
What do I say? I was so happy that day when class got over. It's like, good, my turn is done. Okay. So I don't. This shloka for me, if I have to, this is the most. Oh God, power is gone. I don't know if my network will continue good. And the shloka is like the most famous one, no? Because we keep seeing Mahabharata and it comes as a title track, as soon as the serial starts. So from then, I'm so sorry, sir. Behind everybody will come out and speak now. Okay,
right.
so it's like what it says, the God will come whenever there is a good being troubled, or when he has to punish the evil, or when dharma has to be established. So all the three is, if any of the thing is, the nature is pulling it down, to restore the law and order, that's when the God manifest himself. So I feel like either he comes as himself, like the way Krishna and Rama came in, Narasimha came in, or sometimes it can even come as, gurus. We have, so many gurus, who come to tell people, like, to guide us about what is right and wrong. And obviously about, as oneself also, when we choose the right path. So it can be in any ways. That's what I used to always feel the shloka is about.
Yeah, so you got that point, which is the next discussion one. The Paramatma appeared as or like took avatara as Rama and Krishna. And we have only read in the in our Puranas, right? And then like here Krishna is saying, I will appear on this earth. So how does one identify who is the next? And like if I am not able to see, does that mean there is dharma right now 100%, or like to some extent where he has decided there is no need to come, right? That is a big question.
That's been, the question in my head when I was small also. I was like, when will he come? When he came as Rama, can I also get to see him? So in case he comes, will I be his favorite? Like how he took Arjuna, will he take me and show me his... So all this was there as a child. But now I feel, when things are becoming, when each one of us is conscious, when
Mhm.
each one of us is doing what we are supposed to be doing, like how Santosh ji said that, small things, when we correct ourselves, we can feel the presence of God around us. So it's all about, the little ones. It cannot be, overnight things cannot change, and 100% the evil cannot be, become transformed into something, it cannot be done overnight. So it's about one step at a time, at least one person changing every second, 1% doing something right. I feel,
But who is making the change, and how is the change happening?
change should happen internally within itself. So
But
obviously it
you're
takes
saying nobody
help
is
of...
coming. He is not going to appear as this special avatara to make the change.
Who knows, sir? Who knows whether he'll appear as special avatar? And can we see when he came as Krishna also, not everybody saw Krishna, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe he's appeared and we are not able to see, or maybe we are seeing. So it's all
Yes,
about...
yes.
So
Right,
it's all...
that's the question. Like who is going to tell, like, here is the avatara, right?
Nobody
We all
will say. See, in case somebody is coming and telling me Vijayji is avatar, I'll say, no, of course no. See, look at him. He's just sitting there. He has no superpower. He cannot solve any issues. Now, who is going to believe? So that's what it's all about. Each one's change is what we can see. When we see God in ourselves, in our culture. It's like we see God in everything. We see God in you, we see God in me, we see God in nature. So when we start seeing and treating things wisely in a dharmic way, I feel God has appeared. That means you are able to see the God, whether it is internal inside you, or it's to the person standing opposite to you. You are seeing.
So is it, that means like very personal to you, and like not everyone can see it is about you finally, is it? Whether
See,
you
end of
see
the
it,
day,
others may not
end of...
see it.
Others may not see, no, they can also see, but they have to know that they are seeing, right? As far as I know, that as long as they believe 1 + 1 is 2, you cannot make them write 2 there. So it's all about them. See, I can say that, see, the God is here, God is here, or this is God, or doing this is only right. But how can, unless and until they believe in that, they cannot see that.
But would you not like to like see it like 100% to believe it, like Krishna, like who did all that magic of killing all the Rakshasas, and would you like to have the avatara like that, or like it's about your we have to settle with the belief that I feel there is this incarnation who is making things happen.
So, sir, if you are asking me if I want to see, I will obviously say I want
Yeah,
to
no,
see
I
only.
want that question to come, right? Like, why should I settle for a compromise?
It's not
I would
about
like to see like this hard, like
see if you're going by the exact line by line and say that God will appear when he is killing Rakshasas. Now again, now if somebody comes with aid, somebody who's growing tall, standing in front of us, is becoming huge personality, and he's laughing, he's becoming a demon. It's not like that. Evil right now, right? Evil has transformed. Evil has become very thing which is very common, which is very easily. It's like us. So God also cannot. Yeah, God also need not come like that. Like the way we see him in calendar, right? We can come normally
okay.
also.
So can I say that
So I feel
you have settled for a belief that he is there?
yeah, I've settled 100% that he is
For belief.
around, he is
But it
within,
cannot
he is
be.
everywhere.
How do you verify that belief? Like,
So,
say your son asks, how do you confirm?
so first thing is a belief you cannot confirm. It's like, how will I tell somebody that I love them? It's like, prove your love. What do? I cut my hand, leg, nothing, right? So this is something very internally. There's no justification. If I believe there is God within me, if I believe God there is within somebody's person, it's just there. It's like air, you can't just take it in your hand and prove it. Can't justify anything to people. So, how do I justify? In case somebody wants some justification, it's about how you live your life.
Okay, so
They
let's
have
say,
to look at somebody's way of life, and they have to say, see, this person, he's doing everything according to what is right. So obviously, when somebody is doing something, either you see that saying he's doing something right, or you say that he's doing something which which is according to God's will. You use the word God or you don't use the word God, as long as you're doing right, I feel it is justified. We are showing.
no, so the thing is, let's say that we are getting this knowledge from Guru, and the Guruji says, I'm telling you, you have like, and I'm living by this, and you have to believe. If you believe what I'm telling you, it will happen. It will like create good things for you, right? So will one have to take it in the word and believe it, because the Guru has said, I cannot verify it, but I will believe it and go on. And as you said, like not everything can be proven. So certain things I have to take it and go.
Yes, I feel it's live by your example, sir. Instead of a guru coming and saying, this is what I believe in, just believe it. If he is living by it, obviously his disciple will live by it. See, in case somebody is coming and saying yoga is very good for you, but he is not practicing yoga, or if somebody is coming and saying, this smoking and drinking is very injurious to health, it's very bad, but he goes and parties. Most of the time you see this, what do you call, de-addiction doctors. I know personally one person who is very badly addicted to alcohol. Okay. He runs a de-addiction center now, and it's very famous also. He was working in Nimans, I think. Now where Dindigul, what that place?
Identical.
Okay, Dindigul. Yeah, that is the place. Is quite famous, and it's curing. It's transforming many lives.
Maybe.
But this guy, as far as I know, he's always drunk. So you know what? If you don't see that and you take something nice, it's fine. But if there are, see, it all depends on Guru Shishya, no? If that Guru comes and says, you do, but I will be like this only. But I know what I'm doing is wrong. You please don't do wrong. Now it is up to the disciple whether what can you do. So it's all each one's perspective of what they want to follow, what they don't want to follow. You know, people hear and do things, people see and do things, people read and do things.
Mhm.
So it's all about each one's.
Okay. I would like to hear from Vijayji on this, on these questions, and like just want to finish with Santoshji. Santoshji, similar question to you. So you said that he is always appearing uh, through you. You said like, and like ensuring that dharma is established, and you have to realize and protect it. Is that
See,
right?
when I say, like, dharma every day, see, there are two things. Either you go in the right way or you go in the wrong way. Okay, we cannot go in the middle way. So,
How about like in this month, 8 out of 10 times I follow dharma. 2 out of 10 times, please give some discount.
no,
As
yeah, correct. See, no, that is what it is, right? That is what Maya is all about. When I say, dharmo rakshate rakshitaha, Guruji used to say, like, if you follow dharma, and if you say, dharma will definitely protect you. So in that aspect, when this particular shloka says about Krishna will not, Krishna is already born inside you in the form of the consciousness. When I see the dharma from the perspective of the consciousness, Krishna is always there acting and trying to establish the dharma. This is what I wanted to say. That could be from anybody. It's not it could be my body. It could be anybody. Like
you're saying
whenever I
he's
say
appearing to anybody, but he's not appearing as a separate, special,
yes,
powerful
he's
being.
not appearing in a separate form.
Okay, so
But
do you then agree that there is no adharma at all?
no,
Every
adharma is there again. See, that is again. See, until unless dharma is there, adharma is also there. There is a God, there is a evil. See, this is again a part of creation.
why?
Okay,
Why should it be?
why should it be?
Why can't there be like only dharma? Why do
No,
you
it is not possible,
compromise
right?
and settle for there
That
will
is
be
what.
always dharma?
No. See, whenever I say I should follow dharma, and because of
See, Santoshji, it's actually easy to question, so I'm questioning. I just want to break this settled compromises, which is like it will be always there. I'm just trying to break it and say like why, and see if we can get a good answer. Because we need those answers to get that clarity as well, right?
Correct. No, I understood. I always, I want you to ask question. Even if you are free, I'll tell, no, Sarvanji, I want question from you. So I love your question. So no, there is no question of, uh, getting me annoyed or something like that. Nothing. So I want you to ask question, and you're asking, and I tried. When you say, I mean, you gave why there is no only dharma, it is not possible. That is what see, when everybody follow the dharma, then why would have Krishna would have taken a birth? Krishna would have definitely not taken. Hey, everything is going on smoothly. Why should I, come on this earth and take and preach everything? So,
So to take birth, he only starts the dharma.
no. See, what I mean to say is, whenever adharma, see, if you ask, see, earlier, no, see, I always talk from the Vedanta, this one. Other than that, I don't follow anything. That is what.
You can give a common man answer as well. Tomorrow, let's say you
According
are
to the
trying to
common man, in the sense, see, when I was a common man, see, I am also a man. There is no differentiation between I am a Jnani or I am a Jnani. That doesn't make any difference. That unless I know what is my, I need to just polish the mirror which has been dirt. Okay, that is what the Jnani is all about. But from that perspective, if I talk, from the common man perspective, every day, there is dharma and adharma, and we try to stick to dharma, but in certain times, we lie. We should not do that. But for the sake of getting the things done, or for sake of for we to be happy, we lie. That is again a temporary happiness, whatever that we get on from lying, or from doing that. But we need to follow dharma to the extent.
We need to follow. Okay. So you're saying it is not coming naturally. You like have to.
It again comes from my vasanas and samskaras also, right? Like, it is not necessary that it is not coming by default. When I start tuning myself, to follow the path of dharma, and when I retrospect on inquiry, and when I do self-inquiry and start working on that, definitely the things will change. Actually, the change should happen from me. When I start, see, everything happens from me only. So when I start looking towards dharma and follow the dharma, and then things will change, and everything looks to me as righteousness only. There is nothing to change.
There is no adharma outside. Only you have to correct yourself.
There is adharma outside. Let it be. There is dharma, there is adharma. But from my perspective, I need to change myself and start doing dharma. And then, the things will change.
How? Why do you think so?
Why in the sense, like, let's see, as I told, I went to BBMP office. There were people who were asking for a bribe, and I didn't allow that. And again, I tried to meet direct person, and I got the thing done. Similar way, wherever you go, in the work might be, I don't need to. See, one incident happened, like, that incident may not match this particular talk. Okay, that is a different topic anyway.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we can keep it for another day.
Yeah. So, but usually that is what according to what I understand is, see, it is again change should happen in me, and when I start
I think
myself, and the world also looks to me as if it is going on dharma, and if everybody starts thinking in that way, definitely dharma is established.
Yeah, okay, so you want everyone to start following dharma.
Yes.
Okay.
You start with me only first.
Okay, you want to start, and then you want others also to start.
That is again left to them. Like, there is, I cannot say my son also. I can only tell him, see, follow this path. I tell him, please there is soap water, man. See, be careful. He says, no, Papa, let me go and dive and see what will happen. That is his faith. That is his faith. I cannot do anything. That's it.
Okay. So Vijayji, maybe, yeah. So we have this big question. Krishna said, I will appear again and again. How do I know? How do we know? And how does he do this? And is there adharma there? And if it is there, then why is he there or not there?
You set the stage very nicely, Sarvananji. And I really like the way Ishaji and Santoshji gave their perspectives. Okay, so let's look at from where you can start from either the world or from the self. So let's say there is silence. In silence, there is no sound. There is no there are no different sounds. So there is absolutely no distinction. And silence continues. So that is the state of silence. And in that state, there is no two distinct sounds. So there is no conversation at all. So the state of the silence is the state of truth. What we refer as the Paramatman, or what we refer as the Parabrahma, is the state of the silence. And that is your true nature. Now, the conversation that is happening is in the context of there is a world, and I see myself as playing a particular role in the world, and I see others playing roles in the world, And it is the way the role is being played that there is what is the right way to play the role. That is the context of the dharma. Because in the ultimate analysis, in silence, there is no question of dharma adharma. Because there are no distinct sounds there. So in the ultimate analysis, in the ultimate realization of your true self, there is no dharma and adharma. There is only you. There is nothing else. So the question of the dharma and the adharma, first and foremost, it can happen only when there is more than one. And there is a recognition of more than one. So now, let us take a very simple example. So in that way of looking at life, where I and others, the context of the dharma and adharma in that example, and the way of looking at dharma and adharma when there is realization of there is no other, and how does one function? So two distinct viewpoints let us take. Let us take the first viewpoint, which is I feel separate from the others. When I feel separate from the others, how am I functioning in the world? I'm functioning in the world with some kind of a motive to fulfill some desires. That is what makes me do things in life. So I need to go and earn money. And in order to earn money, I need to work. And I need to earn money from someone else. So like that, we get into this logic of living life. And the question of dharma there is essentially, okay, am I doing the right thing? And the right thing there, before the coming into the adhyatma sadhana, the right thing is something that you and I call as the law. The law of the land is what generally we start following. People tell you, you have to drive on the left side of the road. So you drive on the left side of the road. One day, out of whatever necessity or just to test out, you drive on the right side of the road. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe you repeat it. Maybe you repeat the third, fourth time. And one day, traffic police catches you. You may be, depending upon, what is your kind of the background information that has been given to you, you may shiver or you may decide, okay, let me bribe and run away. So like that, you start conducting yourself in life. But what is the compass for you there? The compass for you is, okay, what is the law? So this is with respect to the man-made rules. This is with respect to man-made rules.
The point.
But even there, when you have not yet entered the adhyatma sadhana, is there something that is far more deeper and ingrained in you, which is very natural, which guides your actions? And in order to see that, you have to only see simple observations of life. See, for example, the body has a need to eat food. And you have to eat the right food in order to retain the health of the body. So if I go on eating junk, I will have ill health. So there is a very natural way in which you have to consume food. A direction is already given in this body. This body is supposed to consume vegetarian food, and you can experiment with various kinds of food compositions. You can come to your own conclusions, but it is through the ages, vegetarian food, that to raw food, is the best food for this design of this body. So now that one is not a man-made law. That is by nature of how it is. So that also, so when I am eating the right kind of food to nurture this body, that is also dharma. Because what is a dharma? What does dharma mean? That which is self-sustaining is dharma. The word dharma, dharanat trāyate iti dharma. That which is self-sustaining. So that which naturally happens must be dharma. That which doesn't require too much of effort must be dharma. That which is very easy, natural to follow. Though we will come to it, okay, when there is a temptation, it seems like the adharma is easy, but we'll come to that. So therefore, dharma must be the most natural and the easiest thing. So you eat the right kind of food, your body seems to be at ease. There is no heaviness in the body, there is no drowsiness, it is at ease. So whatever that brings about such at ease situation for you must be then dharma. And it is not something that you have to learn. It is very natural. All the animals know it. Human beings also, if you leave it to them in a natural setting, they naturally pick the right kind of things, right? Using food as an example, you can see that there is something far more fundamental that is ingrained. Even in the case of kindness or love. See, when somebody in the family is feeling sad, a little child knows that they're feeling sad. It goes and hugs them. So there is a natural compass that guides each one of us. There's a natural compass when we are conducting in life. But to that natural compass, what is happening? There is a social conditioning that is getting added up. So we all have seen that little child saying, I don't want to eat meat, right? Have you seen that video here in this group? Where there's a little child. Have you seen that, Isha? Huh?
No.
No? Okay.
No, Abhijit.
Okay, I have it here. Wonderful. Right. So
I don't want to eat them ever again.
Oh, do you think so? What will you eat instead?
I will eat whatever there's on the table, but not chicken or meat.
Why do you think you don't want to do that?
Because they're animals and I like animals.
So what will we do if we miss eating chicken and meat?
I don't miss eating chicken and meat.
How about fish?
Fish?
Yeah.
Fish? Is it an animal?
Yeah.
I won't eat that either.
Oh my God. So what?
I won't eat animals.
Okay. So what do you want to eat? What kind of food do you want to eat?
Anything's on the table, but not animals.
Why do you feel sorry for animals?
Because they're nice, and I know that we cook them sometimes, which is not very nice, and I know we like to eat animals that we cook, but that's not nice for them.
Yeah. Do you think they suffer?
I think that they don't really like being cooked in the oven.
So you see here, there's a very natural compass that is guiding this child. Though the mother is insisting, okay, what will you eat? Is it painful? Do they suffer? All these are adult ideas. But the simplest way by which this child is looking at it is not nice. Buddha says, every being feels the pain. So it is natural. Pain is very natural. It is very, when you hurt the body, it feels the pain. And now the child is asking the simplest question, why I should do it that way? So there is a compass that is guiding. There's an inherent compassion. There's an inherent kindness that is guiding that child towards the choice of the food. So this is dharma. That which is very natural in you, which guides you, is dharma. Then on top of it, we have created man-made rules so that, we can conduct ourselves easily in our society. There is no rule in the nature that, you should drive on the left side of the road. Road itself is a man-made construction. The left side of the road is a choice of the law. So therefore, first let us distinguish between law and dharma. So that which is natural within you is dharma. So now coming to the continuing our discussion, if it is natural, what is happening? Compassion is natural, kindness is natural. Then what is happening to that? As one grows in life, depending upon the situation and the circumstances, various kinds of inputs come. The so-called mind grows. What kind of a mind? The mind that is nothing but collection of information from the society. That which is natural, on top of it, the societal knowledge comes. Society starts feeding. It is very important to consume protein. They'll come up with some nonsense. B12 is not at all available. You have to eat this kind of this is available only in this kind of food, and it is only a animal food that can give you this protein. So like that, some idea from the life comes, from the society comes. Now, when I don't examine that information, when I don't examine that message, and I simply take that message, which is very easy in the case of a child, because a child has not yet developed a way of thinking for itself. It's only guided by these feelings which are inherent. But, when a child is not shown how the animal is butchered, and it is simply decorated with, all the toppings and given the food, of course, the child may not know, and child may develop a taste for that meat, and child will start thinking, oh, it is so nice. I have seen there are studies which show that whether a child or an adult, when they're shown how animals are killed, most often they shy away from, they have a deep feeling. There are some videos. I don't know whether those videos are still active or not in YouTube. You can search by PETA, PETA, how cows and pigs are slaughtered in these commercial meat factories.
Oh, horrible.
It is extremely painful. An adult like you and me, I'm not able to bring myself to see that scene, the way they are screaming and the way they are, so there is something fundamentally within you that screams out at that. You don't know what it is, but it's very, very painful to see somebody else being sad. It is very, very painful to see when somebody is feeling low. Something deeply is resonating between you and them. And that, when you listen to that compass, then that is dharma. And as we develop the so-called adult thinking or the societal thinking, as we develop our so-called IQ, right? Without necessarily developing our EQ and our SQ, that is the spiritual quotient, then slowly there is a layer and layer of information that gets deposited. And you and I may start looking at life through only this information gathered from the society. So that is where all kinds of greed, anger, jealousy, revenge, all these kinds of feelings develop on top of it, depending upon this fundamental layer, which is already divine. On top of it, when all this societal information comes, and when this is not examined, because of that lack of clarity, then it develops into a full-fledged ignorant behavior. Because the fundamental root of that is there is a sense of I-ness that develops, and that sense of I-ness, which is not given the right input, becomes very wild, and that sense of I is the lens through which you start seeing the life. So the fundamental root of adharma, therefore, is lack of this clarity about who I am. Because all these actions of, I need to grab something, I need to hurt someone, I am better, you are inferior, from where it is stemming, from where it is coming, what is the source of that thinking process itself? Why do I think that, for example, my language, whatever the sounds I'm making, my language is better than your language? What is that makes me feel that way? So there is a sense of I-ness, which is separate from you. For this child, though she may not be saying it in as many words, she and that animal, she doesn't really see as distinct. Every little child, till about some years, 6 or 7, depending upon how much of societal influence is there, is at peace with everything, has no qualms about life, is not sitting and discussing about dharma, adharma, is not worried about am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing. It is able to live with a very simple and guided way, which is inherent in it. Then, because of all this layering, and when I forget my true nature, I get into all this confusion. And I am the one who has to resolve what is the way I should conduct my life. So that is how the question becomes now for an adult mind, what is dharma? What is adharma? And we have, in fact, if you really look at it, most of the conversation is about what is the right conduct in life. Because all of it is really related to, okay, how do I carry myself? About the true being, as simple as you are the true being, like the silence. So there's nothing more. But the dharma, which is nothing but the way I conduct my life, is where all the discussion and all the confusion is. Bhagavad Gita itself begins with dharma kshetre. The very beginning of first shloka is dharma kshetre. Dharma. So the very first word used is dharma by Dhritarashtra. Vedavyasa Maharshi started with dharma kshetre. Which is this kshetra of dharma? So it is this is the kshetra. The mind is the kshetra. And this world is the kshetra. So 3 kshetras are there. At the subtle level, the mind. At a little gross level, as who I consider as myself, this me, this body. Then this world, with which, depending upon my current level of awareness, either I see the world as separate from me, or I have started seeing the world as part of me. So in a way, dharma kshetre. Where is this kshetra first and foremost fundamentally? So when you look at life, you and I look at life, Where is that you and I are looking at life? Within you and me, in something called as a mind. So this antakarana is the inner field, is the kshetra, is the kshetra. And whatever you see in this kshetra is how you experience it in this kshetra called body, and is what you experience in this kshetra called world. Santoshji gave an excellent and a wonderful example. I really thank Santoshji for bringing that wonderful example from his life. See, what is that he did? He simply went. Every day he went. Whenever they called, he went. And what happened? What led to the change or the transformation in the heart of that other person? Somewhere something from deep within prompted that other person. He was able to go beyond, for that moment, he was able to go beyond the societal conditioning, the thinking mind, and something far more deeper came from within him, which led to the outcome that Santoshji explained. So, the societal conduct, when it is guided by that inner moral compass, you don't really need law. Where is the need for a man-made law when all of us are truly guided by it? But it so happens that life is not as simple as that. To have fun in life, you have night and day, you have good and bad, you have winning and losing. That is the nature of life. From whose viewpoint? From someone who looks at duality in life, from that person's viewpoint. So therefore, as long as that viewpoint is there is dharma and adharma. That is natural. It is just there. There is no way to explain why it is there. That's a impossible question to answer. It is there. That is the beginning. So it is like how you and I cannot explain how consciousness itself took birth. It is a jata. So it is aja. So the only way I can come to be at peace is by realizing that there are these questions which cannot have an answer. So what is the beginning point of the consciousness? How consciousness took birth? So something like that, fundamental, cannot be answered. So I can come to the realization that there are some questions for which there is no human answer. There is no answer that I can find in the mind, in the human mind. So coming to terms with that is going to lead me to peace. So it doesn't really mean that I have to believe. It only means that I have to realize that some questions cannot be answered. Like the classical question, egg first, chicken first, cannot be answered. So therefore, the only logical way to conclude that is there are questions which may not have the human answers. So therefore, now coming to summarize. So one is, when I'm analyzing the dharma and adharma, who I think I am itself plays a major role. When I have a duality consciousness, when I am a body and mind consciousness, I am separate from you consciousness, then the way I look at life is, oh, there is a battle between dharma and adharma. And there is good and bad. There is evil and noble. And that's why that Purana story itself is there. Danavas and Daityas. And the Manthana is happening in the ocean. And when the Manthana is happening, first comes the halahala. And Shiva is the one who drinks the halahala. And then at the end comes the Amrita. So this is the Purana story. So when I am in duality, in me there is Dhanava and in me there is Devata. In me there is a call for righteousness. In me there is a call for, okay, it is easy. So it's very easy to be and getting the things done, right? So the dharma and adharma is a battle in my mind. When I am in the duality, it is a battle that is happening within me, in my mind, between my so-called good and bad. And the churn, it is in this churn. In this churn, what is right, what is wrong, what is day, what is night, in this churn, that the impressions rise. Halahala. And how do I have to drink this halahala? Shiva. I have to take the Jnana of Shiva. I have to use the Jnana of Shiva. Shiva's Jnana alone can help me to look at this churn and the impressions and the feelings and the thoughts that are emerging out of this churn. Only Shiva's Jnana can help me to drink this halahala. And as I stabilize myself in this practice, meaning what? What is Shiva's Jnana that I need to use? I need to first and foremost be a sakshi to this churn that is happening within me. Within me there is a good, within me there is a bad. And the good and the bad, and they rise and they bring up various emotions and various turbulences. And I have to be a witness to this. Before I say what is happening in the world, everyone has to become dharmic, because the world fundamentally is a reflection of me. The world out there is actually projected from in here. Because for the little child, even when you were a little child, the world was not a place of bad and good. It was not a place of right and wrong. It is simply what a wonderful and divine and it's a wah kind of a feeling. So from that childlike consciousness, now an adult consciousness has come where there is a churn happening, good and bad, right and wrong. And that is what is causing the halahala. And that halahala I have to drink using the Jnana of Shiva, being a sakshi, being a witness, and conduct. Of course, there has to be a action that I need to perform. So perform the action with the best possible feeling of service, with the feeling of offering. May whatever that I'm doing be of value to everyone. That's all that one can do when they are in the sadhana. To be a sakshi and to perform that action as an offering for the benefit of everyone. And as one does it, then the inner stability, the Amrita that is referred in that Purana story, the Amrita is the ultimate realization. The ultimate realization that there is no separate, there is nothing really that is happening. It is all an appearance. So therefore, in this journey, depending upon where I stand in which point I stand, I need to take that viewpoint. Is this summarizing, Sarananji?
Actually, your answer made me come up with more questions, which I had gone through in the past. Maybe I just noted down as you were talking. I will share with you, and maybe I feel like we can discuss, continue on this next week as well.
Sure.
Actually, as I questioned, I felt like we may move through those 3 stages, which I recently was able to put my understanding in the structure that how Ramana Maharshi has explained, saying a seeker starts with the Srishti Drishti Vada, where Srishti happens first. The world is there, then I appear. And the world will always be there, I will disappear thing, where like all these questions come. And then like with all the teachings, as they mature and go mature, it takes to the next level of Drishti Srishti Vada, which is what you said now, which is the mind projects the world. The world is created, the Jagat is created by the very presence of projection of the mind. The Srishti happens the moment one sees. It is not there outside. Where like the explanation of you see the world, so how you like how pure your mind is, that makes you see what you see. And then the third is the easiest one, where like, hey, there is no world, the Ajatavada. You said there is no, the world was never created. And like it's just a dream, and like you are in a dream out of your ignorance. And when you wake up with the Jnana, then like you realize that like the world was, there was no world at all to start with. And so no questions come up then. There are no more questions. It's the end to all the questions, which is the ultimate explanation given to the advanced seeker. But which is like right, which kills all the arguments, right? But when we start from the foundation, the basic level, where the Srishti Drishti, where Srishti happened, right? Now it becomes like there are questions, and like answers lead to more questions. And at times I feel like if I stay in this layer, the questions keep coming up, because I recently, just to give you a glimpse, right? Even I felt a little uncomfortable whether to leave it in the recorded also or not. And because there are so much of these things going on, right? This society has Brahmins who don't eat meat, and because of the conditioning, they cannot live with those who eat meat. And then like it looks like the human thing is gone, and all the societal problems show up, and judgments start, and people say like, how can you judge? There are good people on both sides, bad people on both sides. And then like, who are you to say what should be eaten, should not be eaten? Then somebody went and looked into the Puranas and like scriptures, what they did, and someone came up with this thing that even the scriptures say that such and such animals can be eaten, such and such should not be eaten. And then there's you see the temples, there is this animal sacrifice done in the presence of God. All the like, it's like they say, right? On one side there are only questions. How much ever answer you give, there are more questions. Right? That's where I felt that moving to the next level reduces the questions, and the final level puts a full stop to all the questions. Right? But like the more I stay in the lower level,
Yeah, so it is See, that's why when we discuss the truth, there is relative truth, a plane of relative truth. Then there is a plane of universal truth. Then there is absolute truth. So relative truth means what? Right now it is night here. Wherever you and I are sitting in India, in Bangalore, it is night. But if we happen to call our friends in USA, it is day. There is no point in arguing that it is night. So something can be both night and day, depending upon where you are. It is depending upon the kala and desha. If you happen to be here, it is like this. If you happen to be there, it is like that. So such viewpoints, it is not necessary that it has to lead to the same ultimate consensus that it is night. No, it is day. No. So rather than that, what is the truth there? That there is a relative truth also, depending upon where you are. Depending upon now where you are, that you has to be in commas, inverted quotes. Why? You think you are a body, therefore you are in that point of time saying, I am in this particular space and time, so therefore this viewpoint is coming. Perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. There's nothing to argue about it. So what is the best way to come to the universal truth there? As long as someone has a very defined form, where the defined form is, time and space, depending upon that, certain viewpoints are relatively acceptable. So you have a wife, and that is relative to you. You have a child, that is relative to you. So like that, there is relative truths, which is our transactional world. So therefore, we need to see in the transactional world, what is the common ground to achieve. Otherwise, in the statement, there can never be reconciliation. Night, day will go on. Like the coffee, toffee ad that we have seen, no? Though it's a fun ad, that is like how human life is. We keep on arguing. So therefore, that we cannot put an end. So let's see what is the common ground and whether the common ground can be accepted. What is the common ground? That as long as one is here in India, for them right now it is night. If someone in US, it is day. Now that's a common ground. That's a statement of common ground. Whereas some universal truths, there is no dispute. Something that is born dies. Now that statement, I don't even have to put a clause. Only in India, only in America. It's universal, acceptable. Like how in the previous example, we achieved some common ground. Like that common, as we start seeing the common ground, that's a universal truth. In the level of universal truth, as you can clearly start seeing, you and I will not be having a dispute. You and I may not realize it, but when we get an opportunity to realize, there is no more dispute. You and I agree that whatever is born dies one day. We'll agree, right? That's a universal truth. Now, absolute truth means what? Absolute truth means at the end of the day, in the ultimate analysis, what stands must be the absolute truth. So like that, we have to layer ourselves in discussing these matters, especially when it comes to dharma, because there's a lot of superimposition of societal conduct also, right? Because of that confusion, a lot of the arguments are because of that. See, those who argue about a particular caste is adopting the vegetarian and so on and so forth. It's a very simple and natural way to look at what is this body designed for. Forget about caste. It is man-made. Just please examine what is this body designed for. What kind of a food? Because it all also depends upon how aware you are when you are doing these experiments. What kind of a food brings about a higher degree of alertness, awareness, and ability to be peaceful within you. See what is that, without resorting into caste and culture and society and so on and so forth. So like that, we just need to figure out a sensible way of looking at that particular matter of debate. But that sensible way of looking at it may not always happen. That's why, TV9 debates are a shouting match. So therefore, you and I will never be able to achieve a common ground in the shouting match environment. Sri Krishna was not able to bring about Atmajyana in the court of Duryodhana, because in the court of Duryodhana, it was all about shouting match. I am better, I know better, you are inferior, I'm not going to give you anything. So it is not the right place to have the Atmajnana based common ground. So therefore, there is a time and space for everyone to evolve in that way of looking at it. So that has to be led. Then Arjuna comes. So Arjuna is given the inner clarity, the right clarity. So we don't have to really worry about converting everyone. It is impossible. During the time of Rama, there was adharma. During the time of Krishna, there was adharma. Adharma is always there, because when there is day, there is night. There are two sides of the same coin. You cannot do away. And that's the beauty of life.
Okay.
Ishaji, Santoshji, anything to add or ask?
Nothing, Vijay.
Nothing, Vijayji, but I had one thought about this, okay, which after
Really sorry,
about,
Ishaji, unable to hear you.
vegetarian and how our
mind.
body actually needs. Now it has become a caste system. You cannot hear me.
Now it's okay.
I think no, Vijayji. Now it's okay. Okay, so I was just observing, even when we are trying to tell people, vegetarian food is good. Yeah, without bringing the caste system, it is easy to say, see, I am born. If you have to divide in my house based on caste, I'm born to a Brahmin mom and a non-Brahmin, Brahmin and a Kshatriya also. So both are equally important in the society based on knowledge. So I used to always tell my mom, don't tell people I don't eat non-veg because I'm a Brahmin. You don't eat non-veg because you're a vegetarian. Okay, that small gap in the statements we make is impacting and dividing the society, I feel. So, it's all usage of words.
Correct.
The same thing. Recently, what happened? No, there is a temple near to home, okay, in Bangalore. So this person and my dad got into an argument based on language. Okay, so he had a tenant. They are very close friend. He is pujari in the temple, Anjaneya pujari. So he was just abusing, saying, North Indians are better. See, they're paying rent on time, and these people are not like this. This is like this. Tamilians are like this, and so many things. Okay, so that was like, what are you? He went on. These both are very close. So he said, see, you cannot divide like that. If you have to divide, then you're an Iyengar and your Purviga is from Ramanujam. And Ramanujam is a Tamilian. So this both got into such a big argument that they don't speak to each other more friendly anymore. So so many times I was saying to Ravi, I don't know if he takes it nice, but place where he is supposed to get people together, not divide us further. Based on anything for that matter. It's very easy to get a dharma when we are all together in it. Right? It's easy to follow. Now, when Sarvananji said, out of 10 times, 8 times I'm following, 2 times it is tough. It is true. See, of course, if I was in Santoshji's place, yes, I will, without bribing, I will go, 10 times, 20 times and everything. But if I have to say today's scenario in Bangalore, I don't have water. In case I don't have water, and if I have to bribe somebody for 500 rupees so that I get my tanker first, I will definitely do that. So it's too much. So how do we solve it? Yes, grow more trees and educate people on rainwater investing. For that, we need a bigger group. And everything has to come from top, and then the group should be really big. And for bigger group, I think the division should, choice of words when you are talking to people should be so neat that unfortunately I have to use the word manipulative also here. To do something good,
It can be
if,
ignorance.
like that means Krishna is the biggest. Yeah. So, manipulation is very important if your end result is about, doing something right.
Vijayji, this definitely requires one more session.
Definitely. Let us continue. It's
yeah.
True.
Shall we end here then?
End here, yeah.
Hari Om.